Welcome to Ask the Lawyer radio podcast with attorney Brian Figeroux of the law firm Figeroux and Associates. This podcast features a recording of our most recent radio show aired on WVIP 93.5 FM radio weekly in New York City. We hope you enjoy the show, which features news, views, and interviews on matters such as immigration, personal injury, bankruptcy, divorce, family law, estate planning, wills and probate, deed transfers, civil rights, criminal defense, workers' compensation, and taxes, both individual and business. You can contact us at 855-768-8845 or visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. You have questions? We've got the answers.
Good day, good day, good day. My name is Brian Figeroux of the law firm Figeroux and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. At the law firm of Figeroux and Associates, two common issues that we face when our clients are legalizing themselves in the U.S. is, in this marriage, is one spouse being abusive, or is this a legit marriage? And if it's not a legit marriage, immigration will recognize it as is, and obviously what they will do is schedule a Stokes interview. So, when one spouse is not cooperating with the other spouse, is that marriage breaking down? Is one spouse punishing the other? And when we talk about abuse spouse petitions, is it physical abuse? Is it mental abuse? Is it both or either? My name is Brian Figeroux of the law firm Figeroux and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. Many times, even when people don't petition for each other, they say 50% of all marriages could end within the first year. So whether or not that person is both U.S. citizens or one is an undocumented person, those statistics would apply to those relationships. Most times the people in that relationship, where one is a U.S. citizen or green card holder and the other is undocumented, the undocumented person always bows to the other spouse. And some spouses that have their citizenship or green card, they would tell the other spouse, when I tell you jump, you ask me how high. And the $1 million question is, how high can you jump? Why? Because most times, obviously, people want to save that relationship, that marriage. They want that marriage to work. They may have children, or there might be a child on the way, and that other person is being, obviously, abusive or unreasonable. Because part of the process in a spousal petition is you must provide documentations. What if your spouse just decide they're not changing their driver's license and other documents to your new address? What if your in-laws didn't like you? They thought that he or she should have gotten a better-looking person or a person who the in-laws would love. And a lot of times, obviously, in-laws don't like the new person that has taken away their daughter or their son. These are issues that we face in life all the time. Why did you take that ugly guy home? Your mother wanted you to marry the most handsome man in the world. Well, beauty is skin deep, they say. And obviously, there are many issues that make a good marriage, whether it be good parenting, whether it be having a steady job, whether it be, obviously, doing all the loving things that those loving movies or TV shows tell you you're supposed to do. My name is Brian Figeroux of the law firm Figeroux and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. Are you an abused spouse? Or are you a spouse? Obviously, that may end up in that situation because the other spouse is not cooperating. You will have a Stokes interview. And we have seen instances where when people have marital issues and they go to the interview, people deliberately do not cooperate or answer questions correctly. Yes. So that spouse could be your own worst enemy. Again, whenever the law firm of Figeroux and Associates represent clients in spousal petitions, we always make it clear to the couple that we represent the beneficiary and not the petitioner. Why? Because the beneficiary is the real person in terms of their rights being violated that we need to protect. And that's one of the policies that we have here at the law firm, and we explain that to our clients. Whenever you come to our office for that consultation, we always say, okay, we represent the beneficiary. Now, sometimes your spouse will say, you know what, let's find another lawyer. And what you have to figure out at that time is, does that person have plans for you that you're not aware of? Does that person plan to take advantage of you? And we have heard many, many times, they've had people who married to someone, and that person is committing bigamy and they're married to someone else already. So people know in New York City and also other major cities that one of the ways that they could take advantage of women, and most times that's what our experience has shown, that these predators out there, these guys, are using the fact that this woman is undocumented so that they could control or defraud or sexually abuse that lady. So we always say to our clients, the beneficiary, anytime the marriage seems to be going in the wrong direction, they should come in for a consultation so that we could talk about it. So my suggestion, do not hide these issues from your attorney, because that attorney should be experienced enough to determine whether or not this is leading to a Stokes interview, which you might fail, or your spouse might deliberately be doing this to sabotage you, so to speak, or whether or not you have enough evidence, or whether you should be following our checklist as to whether or not you should be contemplating filing an abused spouse petition. A Stokes interview is basically an interview that when you go to immigration after failing the first interview because you didn't have sufficient documentation, they will have you interviewed individually and then jointly. In a Stokes interview, they could ask questions like, for example, after they review all the documents and you are ready to be interviewed, they will put one of the spouses outside of the room and ask that spouse in the room questions like, when you came to the interview today, how did you all get here? Bus, train, car? Who closed the door when you left home for this morning? What did you all have for breakfast this morning? How many locks on your door? When your spouse came home last night, what were you doing? What were you eating? Maybe what you might be watching TV. What were you watching on the television set? Describe your bedroom. How many windows in your bedroom? You have a chest of drawers in your bedroom? Which drawer is for your husband? Which drawer is for the wife? What furniture you have in that bedroom? When you walk into your bathroom, is the toilet paper on the left side, the right side, or in front of you? What color is your shower curtain? What color is your spouse's toothbrush? What color is your toothbrush? When you have sexual relations with your spouse, is it protected or unprotected? And if it's unprotected, what type of protection do you use? Does your wife have any birthmarks on her body? Describe them. Does husband have any birthmarks on his body? Describe them. And then they could go into details on your financial issues. A Stokes interview, if it's not a bona fide marriage, is obviously difficult to pass. And what brought you to that situation? Why are you in a Stokes interview when what you should have done is probably adjourn that interview and then file for an abused spouse petition? My name is Brian Figeroux of the law firm Figeroux and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. So again, is this a bona fide marriage? Is your spouse cooperating? And abuse could take the form of non-cooperation because they know that you need to legalize yourself in this country. The marriage was bona fide. They want you to jump through hoops. And they may ask you to have sexual relations that you think is not Christian-like or not proper in a married couple. So we have had all sorts of complaints from spouses where, we know that this is going to head for Stokes. We know that the spouse is uncooperative. We know that the spouse is abusive. And you have to change track to file an abused spouse petition. Give us a call. It's nothing to be ashamed about. And sometimes people keep the abuse away from, actually they have children sometimes, or from their parents, or from their friends. You obviously need to get counseling, and that is a standard process in abused spouse petitions where abused spouses do go through some sort of psychological counseling. So open up to your family. We understand the emotional issues associated with these type of interviews. So give us a call. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Thank you.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.